Nice to meet you. Great to see you. Nice to see
Thank you.
Minority Report, I think you left
I
as
know.
well.
How are you?
Mark.
Mark?
Mark?
Hello, Monica. Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
This is Dave.
Dave, nice to meet you.
Okay, we'd like to
Where'd you like me?
down here. That was good, wasn't it? It was a good interview.
It's always fun.
He is, isn't he?
It's good. Great sense of humor.
It's rolling in your own time, Nina.
Got to ask you first of all about the Tom Cruise walkabout. Now, you're on record as having said apparently you want to sign every autograph that's offered to you this evening, so you could be standing out there for quite a few
No,
hours.
I can't sign every autograph. I would like to. You know, I mean, I think that it's very nice that people come out, and I enjoy people. I enjoy going out and saying hello, and they're there, you know, to say hi.
It doesn't worry you at all. I mean, I'm sure your security advisors are wandering around sort of being slightly jumpy at the whole thing, 'cause you really get into the crowd, don't you? Remember from Minority Report,
Yeah.
you're right in the middle of them.
Well, that's their problem, not mine.
You enjoy coming to London?
Yeah, I do. I've spent so much time here. I've made, I guess, 3 films, spent many years here. I'll come back again, make another picture here. I've got a lot of friends. When I come here, I get to say hey to friends and hang out. It feels, you know, it really feels like home to me when I come here.
Now, what was it about this film that you desperately wanted to get made? I mean, you produced it, you starred in it, you've trained physically and mentally for it. You've really fought hard to get this film made.
Yeah.
Why is it so particular to you?
I just thought it was very unique. It was a unique film. I've never made an epic before. When I remember being a kid and seeing Lawrence of Arabia on top of my parents' station wagon at a drive-in, you know, after its re-release. And it took me to another world, and I wanted to make a picture that took, you know, that just took an audience on this journey. And I look at the journey that this character takes, and this beautiful ancient culture, the Japanese. When I've been to Japan many times, and it's always been enigmatic for me. Where I was, you know, I want to get inside. I want to know more about this culture and its history. So when I get to make this film, I spend a year researching their history and finding out a lot of very, very powerful ideas at the base of this culture. You know, the code of the Bushido, where you talk about responsibility, loyalty, heroic courage. These things are, you know.
They mean a lot to you, don't they?
Yeah, they do. As a man, they mean a lot to me. These are things that, the way that I just connect with. I mean, the whole concept also of man not being an animal, man being, you know, is a spiritual being, and these are things for me that I believe very strongly.
Is it to do with your own system of beliefs as well? Are there any comparisons there? I mean, obviously.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm a Scientologist, and I have been for 20 years. And there's definitely, when you talk about, you know, as a Scientologist, there's things that we do that improve conditions and look toward taking responsibility for what we did, not blaming others or blaming society, but it really has a lot to do with taking responsibility and looking at yourself for the effects that you create. And also the samurai, they were the philosophers, the artists of their time, and they studied to apply. You know, and in Scientology, there are things where that's what we do. You know, it's an applied religious philosophy, and a lot of their secular programs that have helped me, like the study technology and things that are now out there for people that really eradicate illiteracy, and the drug programs, the Narconon, that are the most successful drug.
Your dyslexia as well, you say?
Yeah, because I was, very early on, I was diagnosed as being dyslexic, and then I became a Scientologist, and I heard about L. Ron Hubbard's study technology, and I thought, what is this? You know, but I'm dyslexic, and so I you know, these are tools that you learn very quickly, and start applying to my life, and suddenly, now I'm a commercial pilot. I have, you know, 3 companies that I run, and it really opens the door to learning.
I suppose in a certain sense as well, in this film, and historically, the samurai belief system was one that was under siege. It was much criticised. And do you see that parallel there as well with your own system of beliefs?
No, I think that, you know, when you look at what the samurai were, it's a little more complex. You know, that when you look at, how do I say this in 2 sentences or less? You know, you look at the philosophy where there was, in the West, you have the Industrial Revolution, you know, which really became more about the physical universe and less spirituality. On the East, there was a spirituality, but no real, you know, development in those things. But in my own religion, I mean, the things that we do and help in society, it's very powerful. I mean, the drug rehabilitation programs are the most successful in the world, whereas, you know, where today's solutions are, hey, you know what, you have a problem with study, there's a problem with study, let's get you on drugs, you know, and as it turns out, you know, that those drugs, you're going to be on drugs the rest of your life, where we know for a fact that through the study technology, you don't have to be put on drugs. You can actually become a real learner.
Okay. Well, let's go back to the
Let's go back to Samurai.
There's the phrase "suffering for your art." Now, you really did suffer during the making of this film. What is this life-threatening stunt that everyone's talking about?
Yeah, I know. I didn't take it too seriously. I mean, I'm not one. I don't like to suffer for my art.
But you apparently did for this.
Well, no, but I enjoyed it. It was there's things that a real challenge that you get to learn things. But I mean, I was in this mechanical horse because none of the horses were injured during the making of this movie, not one. You know, so there's times where we had a mechanical horse, Ujio, Hiro Sanada's on a horse, and he comes and he hits my horse as it's rearing. My horse is supposed to fall over with me on top, but he's coming in hard and swinging his sword. Well, he came in and my horse didn't fall. So the sword came very close to my neck at that point. But I have great faith and trust in Hiro Sanada, so I knew there would be no problem there.
Well, just fine. It's great to see that your neck is intact.
My neck is intact, my head is on my shoulders.
And Oscars, got to say the word Oscars, it's about that time of year, and this is a film that's being mentioned in the same sentence as Oscars, inevitably.
That's quite a compliment.
You'd like to win one?
Pardon me?
You'd like to win one?
Oh no, I would hate to win one. It'd be just awful. It would be the worst day of my life. If I was to win an Oscar, I think I would probably die.
Let's hope none of the judges are watching.
No, it's fun. You know, it's a fun thing. You know, I don't make movies for awards, and you don't know what's going to happen with stuff like that. When people start talking about that, it's always wonderful. You know, it's very exciting.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I was waving at-
Oh, you're starting to talk faster, so I start picking up the pace myself.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay, and we're rolling in
Okay.
your time, Nina.
Okay, and you
Okay.
filmed in New Zealand, didn't you?
Yes,
Yes.
beautiful New Zealand. Have you been in New Zealand?
Well, no, because I'm getting married to a man from New Zealand next week.
Are you really? That's
And he keeps raving on about New Zealand because this was made in New Zealand. It's proof that it's
you
the centre
have
of
to
the
go to-
universe. He's like, we've got to go to New
You have to go
Zealand.
to New Zealand.
And then he keeps texting me saying, they made the film in New Zealand.
You
know.
have to.
Ask
You
him
have to
about
go to
New Zealand.
Yeah, beautiful. You've got to
Yeah.
go sea kayaking, caving. The forest there and the hiking is incredible.
Yeah.